Hi everybody and welcome to Heal and Open Your Back. So this is a good one to do after you've got more accustomed to the chair yoga, where you've got more accustomed to the feeling of opening out and lengthening, and it will allow you to get to this phase, which is when you're ready to come down onto the floor. So we're not going to go straight into any crazy like back bending postures or anything like that. We're going to start right from the beginning, which is the opening and healing and lengthening of your back. Now, a lot of people I know, when it comes to being down on the floor, they can have quite, their bodies have become quite tight around the joints, so it creates quite an awkward position that it's not comfortable to be on the floor at all. For example, people that sort of sit and they can't quite straighten their legs, they're just curled up a bit from the tension. People whose backs are, instead of being nice and straight and allowing oxygen to flow through, people's backs have grown to curve, and because their tummies are quite tense or quite firm, it also tightens up everything, so everything's all scrunched. So in this position, it would just be sitting like this right now would just be really uncomfortable for you. So what I'm going to do is show you how to start down on the floor without being stuck here. We're going to get you all nice and relaxed in a nice chilled opening back session. So the first thing is, the reason why it's important to reverse the postures that have grown up in our backs, and to re-straighten is to re-add the flexibility in our spines. And you need that because as we get older and as we get more tired and as gravity just takes its toll, if your spine isn't able to stay straight, if your spine curves over, gravity just takes that curved over piece and just pulls you downward even further, and it's even harder and even more painful to reverse as you get older. You know, and so many people have seen people walking around in their crutches, and they're all hunched over, and they've got their necks into their chins, and it's so uncomfortable. That can be avoided. It just takes a little bit of practice on reposturing yourself, basically. So it's like retraining the brain or retraining yourself at anything. It's just keeping up the practice and keeping up with the breathing. That's the next part. In order to lengthen your body and keep you stable and keep you balanced on the floor, you need to breathe into your back, breathe into your belly, and allow yourself to open. So you want to give yourself permission to relax. You know, there's no stress. You don't want to be strained. You literally just want to be allowing the muscle to let go as we stay in this particular pose longer. So for people who have some, and would also like to improve their hip flexibility as well, what you'll need is a block. So to start, being in a seated position, you don't have to do this. I'll show you what I do, but this has come from years of just practicing, and I still can't always get my knees to come down anyway. So I bring the one leg in first, and then I bring the other one in, just cross the ankle on top of the other ankle, move my butt cheeks out of the way, and sit like that. But that's miles away. We'll get there eventually. But a lot of people have very, very tight inner thighs. That means that they're sitting cross-legged normally is a bit of a challenge. So when you are in a seated position in yoga, you always want to make sure that your hips are at least higher than your knees, which is why this sort of particular position, this way with my knees doesn't work. That's why I go into the lotus, so I train that way. What you want to have is a block. Now there is no limit to how much you can use it, because it's your practice. You know, so you can have a big thick one, you can have two big thick ones. I've even got some longer ones. I've got all of these from Amazon. You know, they're fairly cheap. They last clean. You know, and you can build up the height to go underneath your butt to get you to raise you up so that your knees are lower than your hips, and it will just help to open you out and to correct your posture as well. So this one will bring you up this high. And this one will bring you up even higher. So if you're quite a tall person, you want to be taller so that way when you cross your legs. See, this is a bit too tall for me, but for some people it would be the perfect height because you've got much taller, much longer legs, much more space to work with. See, so I don't need these three, but if you need three, then go ahead and use three. That's what they're there for. I would generally just use one so that I can bring one foot right up against the block and then the other, and then both knees are nice and down and your back is nice and straight. So in order to create the straight back as well, you just need to roll your shoulders back, even roll your neck a little, just to encourage some relaxation into your body. And you want to sit right onto your bum bones. So if you move your butt cheeks out of the way if you need to, point your knees down. See, it's okay. Your legs, not everybody is going to have, even in this position, be flat on the floor. You're going to be, legs are going to be up, and you've got to see what works for you. You've got to see where you are and where you need to align yourself in order to train the body to move and to be positioned in a completely different way. Much more opening, beneficial way. Even just sitting like this in itself is a really decent stretch for your legs, your spine and your belly. So, and the reason I got the blocks out in the first place is because you can also use them up against the wall in order to help create posture for you. So, I'm going to take my block and I go right up against the wall here. So you just want to find what's comfortable. It's going to take a little bit of time to just find where is comfortable. I nearly missed it then. You know, and figure out where you are. So if you do want to be using the block to help align you, then that is what you can do. See, from here, I've got it a little bit awkward. I made the mistake of covering literally every single wall in the house. So when it came to doing this tutorial, it was like, what bare wall am I going to use for this demonstration? And I was like, yep, I screwed myself on that one, which is why I'm up against the radiator here. You will be hopefully against a normal wall. So there you go. See, some of you will not, when it comes, some of you won't be here crossing your legs yet. This will just be to allow you to see where you fit. And then if you extend your legs, now for some of you, your legs are going to be up here. And if you want to use the block, well, that's fine. What I would recommend is pointing your heels away from you and trying to see where you can straighten the knees, and you know where you can get that length. And if you can bring your legs together, that'll be even better, because that's going to create the stretch on the backs of your legs without you having to do anything. So whilst you're here, that will do that the whole time. If your legs come up a little bit more, I'm just going to come off the block because I don't need to use it. So if you're sat like this and your back is arched and if your back is curved over, or even while sitting here, maybe even if it leans back a bit, you just want to find the place where you can sit up as straight as possible from head to toe that's most comfortable. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, if you also want, if you want to use any pillows, this is the time to be using them. So I've brought out all my pillows because I wanted to figure out where things will work, particularly under my body, but that's what you have to do for yours. Find where your pillows actually, where they fit underneath your knees, in order to just help cushion you. You know, you can fold them. So you're taking the pressure off of your legs to hold you up. You're giving them permission to relax and to let go. See, and then from here you can just start working on your back. So find what's comfortable. If you also want to put any pillows underneath your feet, you know, just get yourself into that I'm going to relax and stretch zone. Now for your back, if your back goes forward when you're in this position and it's really uncomfortable on your belly, then you will need something underneath you. You need some pillows underneath you and or a block just to help raise you up, and it's going to open up your abdomen for you, because whilst you're sitting on a block you can't really slouch. It gives you a bit too much of an ache at the top of your spine. So what you want to do is just, and then allow your shoulders to come back. So we're not going to raise our arms or anything just yet. We're literally just going to find that comfortable spot where we can sit here for a little while comfortably. It's also okay if you twitch. I twitch all the time. Like, just because your muscles are always working and you're finding like having to sit with your shoulders pressed firmly against the wall with your shoulders back can be quite exhausting as well. So what you want to do here is just take a deep breath in, lengthen from the crown of your head all the way up as if somebody's like pulling you up with a string, but then relax your shoulders and just keep pressing up. So your tailbone is pushed away from you, and if you need to, you can bring your legs closer together, or if you just need to take the pillows out, just keep adjusting as you go. Keep seeing what works for you. Now, one of the other good things about being here is that because we're working on opening up the back and lengthening the spine, so that we can do this, so that we can eventually sit here without the use of the wall, that we can sit here freely. It takes a little bit of time, and it's going to take a little bit of practice, you know. But if you keep at it, you will find that awkward, scrunched, tight position you're in is eventually going to start to melt away as you get used to sitting this way again and learning. So if your goal as well is to get your legs where they are directly in front of you and straight, you know, then do that slowly, inch by inch, well, even centimetre by centimetre, whatever works for you. And here is also a good place to learn how to straighten our arms. So here you want to have your hands down by the side of your body, right by, just next to your butt cheeks really. And not everybody is going to be able to straighten their arms just yet without it being really painful, because this is quite a hard one to stretch. It's a very quick stretching motion, very deep one. But just to practice lightly, you want to take your palms and press them firmly into the floor. You want to keep your lower back protected whilst you're stretching all of this out. So you want to tense your tummy and pull up with the crown of your spine. Take a deep breath in and push your palms to the floor. Straighten those elbows and push the shoulder blades back so that you are creating one beautiful line with your torso. And just breathe gently and breathe out gently as well. You don't want to push yourself. You don't want to create anything as sharp or electrical. You want to take breaks and drink water. You want to take this as you can, as it's your journey. And just breathe. Take a deep breath in. And remember to correct yourself if you're starting to slouch and relax and you can feel that crushing weight into your lower spine. You want to pull yourself back up again. Keep reminding yourself, tell yourself. Because when you stay in this posture, you feel better. You feel like you can breathe. You can feel your chest opening. And if you close your eyes and just look inward, just scan your body from the inside out. You know, where can you feel the sensations? What can you feel letting go? How's your body responding to this pose? You know, is it hurting? Do you need to take a break? Deep breath in and relax. So if you want to relax your back here a little and just let yourself just gently lean against the wall to break, that's fine. That's not a problem. Just want to flex your ankles and wiggle your toes and your fingers. Do the same thing. Just let yourself stretch out. So I'm going to move these pillows because I brought out way too many pillows. See, from here, we're going to start to lengthen our backs upwards that little bit more. If it's starting to hurt and you need to break and you want to come back another time, that's fine. Take it as slow or as fast as you need to. But from here, arch your spine, bring your chest up, point your elbows away from you, but in a straight way. Palms to the floor. And keeping your sit bones rooted, gently bring your arms out to the side. So you just want to slightly engage the shoulders. You're basically getting ready to you're telling the shoulders they're about to go and stretch up. So you're just pre-warning your belly and your back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring your arms all the way up. So if you can come away from the wall a little, see how much you can stretch and lengthen. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. There we go. And then just have a little wiggle. See if you can open up your back. Just add some movement in. See if you can feel where anything is opening or where you can feel where it could about to be. Anywhere at all. And you can keep shifting and you can just keep fidgeting until, so get yourself back into those comfortable places. The main thing is really just not to let your back slouch after this. Also, after this sort of stretching, you may be a little bit sore. You might want to take a little bit of a warm bath, have a light massage. Do what you can to make it feel, just to soothe it and make it feel just that little bit better. Because it can be quite painful to stretch sometimes because we're so used to doing the opposite in our daily lives. But once you start to, you'll notice amazing benefits in your body, in your digestion, in your circulation. You'll start to notice that you get less numbness or less prominent aches in places, as things just start to open up and loosen. So we're going to do the arm thing one more time if you're ready. Take a deep breath in. Bring the arms up overhead. Draw the belly in and up and away from the legs. Bring the arms overhead, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, bring your hands down. Now for the rest of the video, if you want to stay here and just work on keeping opening and relaxing and letting your legs sink into the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm going to remove the pillows and I'm going to show you where you want to get to with your legs. Now, gently taking away one and then the other. So now for some people, their legs are going to be up here. It's going to feel a bit awkward and it's going to feel a bit strained. But what you want to do is try to exercise conscious control over your legs and where they stay to stretch. That's the hard thing with postures, is not only getting into the position but keeping your muscles there, consciously making them stay there to feel that benefit. So what you want to do is bring your legs together and do the same thing again. Just move your butt cheeks out of the way if you need to. Check that your back is okay. If it's starting to get a bit too achy at this point and it's just a bit like, oh, you know what, I've had enough for the day, bow out of it. And take a rest or take a little break and pause the video. Or allow yourself to get a pillow, something that you can just to cushion you a little bit more, so you can continue to lift up when you breathe in and root the tailbone down when you exhale. So you're going to keep you can keep lengthening and opening. Now, whilst you're using the wall to bring back the posture and the elasticity into your spine and your muscles and your shoulders, you don't really want to attempt any forward folds just yet, just because you could end up pushing your lower spine into the wall, into a way that's really uncomfortable. You could also end up stretching your coccyx in a way that's, or if you've ever stretched or bruised your coccyx, it's just, that is a pain you don't want to be living with. So even if you feel tempted to stretch out even more and take it even further, take it up and take it to the side. because if you take it forward, you could cause damage too early, and you really want to be able to know the trust that your body is going to start to open up the way that you can recognize it. Because that's the thing at first as well, is that when people want to start to do yoga, they don't know what sensations to look for at first. You know, you don't really know what it is to be expecting. And once you start to feel how your body lengthens and opens up and responds to these postures, you'll know where you can take it next. You'll start to see your limits ahead and see your goals ahead. So it will happen. So the first thing you want to do is think about is start to push your backs of your knees into the floor. So as you can see, I've got my feet flexed and my legs are pushed down. Now not everybody's going to be able to get here. Some people might just still be up a bit, you know, but the main thing is that you're keeping your back nice and long and your legs relaxed. So here on its own is going to do wonders to stretch out for you. The pressure of gravity just has a really nice way of just doing most of the work for you, you know, so you don't even have to lean into it. And from here you can keep practicing straightening your arms and keep lengthening your spine and flattening your shoulders and your back against the wall. And just take this for as long as you need to. Do this for as long as you need to. Flex your feet, you can point your toes as well, so that you engage your quadriceps, and that you can actually in turn feel the engagement of your whole leg. To just straighten you out and open you. Follow your belly. Never lean or crush yourself into your belly as well, because that's just going to make you feel sick, you know. A little bit open. And breathe. Don't forget about that twitching. Doesn't matter if you twitch a little bit, that just means it's working. Deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Now at this point, if you just want to shake it all out, no, don't let yourself get too any stiff at all. And also, if you start to get any stiffness or soreness in your wrists or underneath your heels, you know, because not everybody's going to have a mat just yet, you know, you're probably going to have some cushions that you can sit on, you know, just to give you the comfort you need. I have these I also got from Amazon. So they're just basically just pads that you put underneath your wrist to support them. You also put them underneath your ankles, you can put them underneath your knees, your elbows for handstands. You know, they're very, very multi-purposely useful. So if you find that you're getting that horrible like splitting stretch in your wrist, which happens very early on in the beginning, especially with the straightening, these are really good to actually cushion and take the weight off that. So you can allow yourself to position them properly just next to you, so that your elbows aren't bent, everything's nice and straight, and that will help take the weight off for you, give you a nice cushion, you know, because you don't want this to be like, you know, stretching itself, it can be, you know, is painful and it is uncomfortable to get there, you know, so you want to lessen that discomfort as much as you can. You know, this is your damn journey, you know, why the hell does it have to be something that's so like, you know, that's ridiculously strenuous and like makes you sore and makes you feel like you can't get out of bed for the next couple of days. You want it to be a nice gentle journey, you know. You know, that's what it's there for. To help you breathe. When you feel a little bit steadier in your legs, what you can do is just keep pushing the backs of your knees down and see where your stability lies. So just come away from the wall and see where you are. See where you are without the wall. And just keep testing yourself. And then you can just stay here for as long as you like. Now, when you come out and you come off the floor, you want to be very careful, you know, and just let yourself just be gentle and patient with your body. You know, after you've been sat in these quite very deep opening postures for a little while, you know, you can feel the achiness and the soreness, you know, and it can sometimes feel a little bit stiff. So you just sort of want to give yourself a bit of a shake and a wiggle and give your nose, your knees a bit of a shakeout as well. You know, and let yourself just breathe and move just gently, so that when you come out, it's not going to hurt too much. You know, so that you're just taking it nice and slow. And there you go. That concludes our first heel and open for your back, in order to help get you that. I hope that that was helpful. And the next video will be starting with individual videos for postures themselves. So we'll be focusing on each individual posture on the mat itself, away from the wall. Remember to drink water and to just take care of your body, and listen to, you know, if there's any achiness. And also don't forget to challenge yourself. You know, if you feel like you could take it a little bit further, or you could stay in that position, sit there up against the wall a little bit longer, you know, just to see how much further you can get there, and how quickly those changes can start to happen in your spine and your body. Then do so. I encourage you to, because I have so much more to show you. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you again. Namaste. Oh yeah, and if you have any questions, just let me know.